Hello and welcome to another episode of Meet the Staff with me, Doc, joined today by the Statsmen Unanimous Decision and also by Jacobs.
Yeah, so ultimately we're the guys behind the pick'ems and some of the stats stuff that people have seen around the world tour all year round for on ecircuitmania.com. Also in the middle of the world tour, we were helping out with some of the overlay things until they finally updated theirs, which was just awesome to see.
ecircuitmania, you guys originally started sort of at the start of the TM World Tour. What was the process for that?
Yeah, so I remember in kind of November before December when things were getting announced that Unanimous kind of messaged me and was like, "Oh, I've got this idea for kind of some sort of fantasy pick'em setup for the Trackmania World Tour. Would you be interested?" And straight away it was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, they're definitely interested to." And from there, it's kind of iterated and built many times to become what it is now.
Within the realm of Beacon, what is your guys' role in general? What are you proposing to do over and above what your World Tour offering currently is?
Yeah, so we're the part of the data team. We're going to be collecting a lot of the stats and the round data around the event, as well as doing pick'ems for every day's competition. And then also we're going to be trying to build into that overlays similarly to what we did for the World Tour so that we can show some of those cool mid-round on-screen stats of the players or of the event as a whole of what this competition's doing.
Within Beacon, then, what is it that you are most excited for? Firstly, within your own work and how that's going to be received, hopefully, and then also just as a whole.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to see how our site can develop into offering some new features, as well as kind of our existing features for new formats and tournaments. And hopefully the work we do for that will enable us to more easily support other tournaments. And then in terms of Beacon itself, just having a community-run event with lots of different talented people working on it, I'm really interested to see it do well and all the cool stuff that gets done with it. So.
Were you guys previously involved in other esports then, or is this something that has just come about for Trackmania?
Well, Jacobs won't tell you this, but he played a little bit in the RLCS.
Our LCS qualifier. Yeah.
Nice. So are you two not actually Trackmania players then? Are you coming at this purely from an esports enjoyer trying to make the best sort of viewer experience?
Not Trackmania Pro players. We how we kind of met each other was through Trackmania. So Unanimous streams on Twitch at UnanimousIndecision. I was an early viewer of his. And kind of got talking through that. So we do actively play Trackmania, and Unanimous streams it quite regularly still. So we are players, but not
yeah. And in the scheme of things, we're very new to Trackmania. Only really being exposed to this game. None of the prior ones except through VODs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But just every step of whether watching Trackmania or playing it, it's just been a thrill, and it kind of drove us that we wanted to get involved with it because of how active the community is.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to mention with regards to your work that I perhaps haven't delved into that you wanted particularly to get out there, have people know?
Well, I guess we're hoping. Maybe I'll have to walk this back, but we're hoping that in 2024 that we should be able a lot more regularly to support even more community tournaments and do this same sort of thing that everyone's going to be seeing for the Beacon World League, with the overlays, with the stats, maybe even with the pick'em. That we'll be able to do all of these things for just about any tournament.
That's interesting because that's something that Babs mentioned when I spoke to him as well, is that he wants this to be sort of a blueprint for future community events, to sort of say, this is what we think is the best way to run an event like this.
That'd be great.
As is tradition, final question of the interview: what is your favorite soup? Unanimous.
Gotta be chicken noodle, right? It's good for the
Chicken
soul.
noodle. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't think that's one that's made it across the pond in any.
What?
No,
It's gotta
I mean,
originate
I
from across the pond.
did it. Oh, I could be lacking soup knowledge, but
I think the other way across the pond, perhaps.
Yeah,
all right.
maybe.
And yourself, Jacob?
I'm really not much of a soup person, I'm afraid. But if I was, I'm quite boring with like a tomato.
Cream of tomato,
Kind
standard
of, yeah.
Heinz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing the work, seeing the final product. So yeah,
Yeah, it'll be
thanks for
great.
joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you for having us.